Gerne meine Antwort geben, wie ich sie geben möchte. Und ich möchte sie nicht umgedreht
Ja,
kriegen.
aber ich kann doch immer noch nachfragen.
Here we have an exceptionally good example of how important body language during any given conversation is. On the one hand, we have Bodo Ramelow. He is the governor of the German state Thüringen. He is a member of the party Die Linken, which is a left-wing party. And on the other hand, we have Thilo Jung. He is a journalist and he does in-depth interviews on his homepage Jung und Naiv. We are quite deep into the interview right now, and as you know, I won't say anything about the content, about the words they are speaking. It's just about the body language. Now, on the first side, you see a big asymmetry in motions. Bodo Ramelow is showing motions at a high frequency, quick and abrupt motions, turning his head, tilting his head, turning away, clapping and pushing his hands towards the chair. That is one thing Thilo Jung should observe, because that shows there is a lot of energy within Bodo Ramelow. Something is arising. And number two, that is even easier to observe, is the asymmetry in territory. Bodo Ramelow is mainly land backwards, and Thilo Jung is pushing and pushing and pushing. And there's also the microphone. Thilo Jung pushes the microphone almost straight into the face of Bodo Ramelow. Now, you could say he needs this closeness to get a certain level of sound for his recordings, but that would be only the case if Thilo Jung would also take the microphone as close to his mouth, which he doesn't. Now, that puts Bodo Ramelow in a difficult situation, because how can he escape if someone is pushing so much? The only way to escape is what you can see here, to stand up and leave the whole interview. And that is what we can learn out of that. No matter how far away you and the person you're speaking with, how far away you are content-wise, watch that your body language doesn't show too much of aggression. And what helps is put yourself in a bird's eye perspective. Watch the motions of the person you're speaking to. If you see a lot of quick and abrupt motions at a high frequency, that shows there is a lot of energy within that person. That might be joy, happiness, but also aggression. Number two is watch your gestures. If you are so pushy in your communication that your gestures are almost in the face of the other person, that puts the other person in a difficult situation. And number three, watch the ground. If you are constantly land forward and the other person doesn't have any more space, that lays the ground for a conflict. So what can you do? Bring your arms a little bit closer to your own body. Don't lean forward too much if the other person is leaning backwards. Imagine if you are in a supermarket and behind you there's a person always coming closer and closer. There is only one feeling that arises, and that is aggression. So give the other person ground and territory in a communication. That is the only way that the other person can come closer to you. And that is the summary. Remember, give them space and they will start to relax. And that is the best way to relax a tensed up situation.